Over the next 2 days, we're going to be working on another epic tattoo design.
Oh my word. You're smashed out, yeah.
The idea is based around a Crusader knight and a lion. It's going on the outside lower calf, one of my absolute favourite locations to do any tattoo. That being said, it did make the design process a little bit challenging for this entire concept. One of the most important aspects of the design that my client requested at our consultation was that the lion looked like he was overlooking and protecting the knight. So the goal for me was to make sure that this whole tattoo felt really powerful and dramatic without overcrowding the whole lower leg. So we had to stack everything in a way where the perspective makes sense whilst also keeping the feeling that the lion and Crusader are connected as one image and that they're not two separate images fighting for attention. Overall, I'm really happy with this. My client hasn't yet seen the design. He's been staying in a hotel locally, so he's going to be here any minute and I'm going to show him for the first time. I have a great feeling about this though. I know he's going to love it. I remember from our consultation, he was really open to my ideas and artistic interpretation. He just wanted to make sure that he had the main features there, which was the Crusader Knight, the lion, and then one other feature that some of you may have noticed, the 3 lions on the shield of the Crusader Knight to represent the English coat of arms. We've got 2 days booked in a row, which I absolutely love to do for these types of projects. I get to stay in that flow state, working my way through the duration of the project, and he gets to walk away with a finished tattoo at the end. Now, let's show him the design.
Right, you ready? Yeah, go. Oh my god. Oh, that is actually phenomenal.
It's got everything. Shield, cross, castle, everything. And it's stacked perfectly, and I thought in order to frame it and to make it look more epic, the lightning coming from behind the castle, and then red and blue, because red, white and blue.
It's just,
Yeah?
it's brilliant.
So I'm imagining if you saw it on my leg, kind of like that.
Hey, smashed it, ain't you?
Yeah. All good?
Yeah.
Let me measure your leg quickly, see if this size fits. I've just guessed. Oh, I'm getting good with my guessing.
Yeah.
That looks good to me. So if you imagine like that.
It's a big old tattoo, ain't it?
It's going to be cool though.
That's fantastic.
Sweet. Alright, let me just get some bits ready and we'll get started. Okay, what a success. My client loved the design, and I think that was probably one of the best reactions that I could have asked for. His energy has just left me feeling so excited for the next 2 days to come. That moment right there, showing the design to my client, every single time I meet someone new for the first time and we're starting a new project, that is always the bit that makes me the most nervous. But once we have such a good reaction and we know exactly what we're doing, the rest is straightforward. Well, at least for me anyways. So now the real work begins. And luckily I managed to guess the perfect size for the design already. So I just need to get the stencil printed off, prepare my client's skin, and get all of my equipment ready to start tattooing. I actually think we have to move it over slightly this way.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a little bit. Damn. Alright, let me rub that off. I think I was getting a little bit too confident with guessing my stencil size and I jinxed it. I wasn't 100% with this placement. I felt like it was slightly too far to the right. So back to the printer to get this stenciled up for the second time. And I think my bad luck was carrying over. I put the paper in a little bit wonky and then it crinkled. There was no way of me pulling the paper out halfway through, and then I got all these streaks through the stencil. So that's going to make it the 4th piece of paper I've used today. We're nearly £4 deep just in stencils and we haven't even started. And I can guarantee you, I missed every single paper toss going towards the bin. Yeah, that looks better. Do you want to check out in the mirror? That looks good to me.
That looked right to me. You're
No, no.
perfectionist.
Yeah, the castle's central now, in like in this bit of your knee.
Yeah.
And then you can just about see like the hand I've moved over about 1 centimeter. So I think it just keeps everything a bit more central. I think we've got our work cut out for us over these next 2 days. Seeing the stencils stuck on now, all of those tiny little details, especially in the knight's armor, this is going to be a big project. Whilst I wait for the stencil to dry, I'm just going to pour out my colors and get everything else that I need to ready before we begin tattooing. The plan for today, I have to finish the knight, because otherwise tomorrow I'm not going to be able to finish the knight and do the lion all in one day. So with that being said, I'm going to get started on the outline and just go from there. We're about 2 hours in so far and we've just finished the outline. Although we've still got a hell of a lot of work to do today, it's really taken the edge off not having to worry about my stencil anymore, and we've got everything marked out for what we need to complete today. This is probably my favourite stage of the tattoo process, when everything starts to come together a little bit quicker. I get to use those bigger needles and throw down the tones and blocking in colour and contrast, and you can really start to see the piece pop and it stops just looking like a confusing bunch of lines. It's also really going to make or break the day at this point on how my client is going to sit. And so far so good. He's literally not twitching at all. I'm able to really focus, get into a real groove. I'm putting in the highlights as I go as well, just finishing everything up. That way I don't have to jump back down into some of the more painful areas near the ankle. And once I move on, I'm done for good. I think one of my favourite subtle details in this entire design is this little section right here of the out of focus crosses in the background. Kind of gives the impression that the knight is next to a graveyard, or he's on a battlefield and him and his comrades, they've honoured the dead by putting crosses there, and it kind of just gives that more significance to the whole piece. It tells a bit more of a story, like this is a post-battle scene.
Might be a bit swollen as well.
Yeah, hopefully not too bad. Alright, do you want to twist back? Yeah. You haven't swollen at all today. You might do overnight, but
yeah, it's right at the moment.
I think you should be alright. Do you want to go check him out?
Oh my word.
Pretty cool, innit?
It's amazing. Wow.
Cool, not bad for a day's work. And what a day it has been. So many tiny little details in this night, and I'm really happy with how it's come out so far. We're definitely at the halfway point now, so I know for certain we're going to get this finished tomorrow, as long as my customer can sit as well as he did today. Just leave that on and come as you are. Don't touch his hot. No, no, not that one. I don't want cold. Thank you. Thank you for Dada's coffee. Clean that up. Good boy. My client has survived the night and he's back, and we're both ready for day 2. Fortunately, the pad has kept everything intact. It has absorbed all of the fluid overnight from day 1 and preserved the stencil. Other than the tiny little bit where the lion's paws are, where I was wiping yesterday. So I'm just going to get that printed off now, cut it out just the bit that I need, and then re-stick the stencil so it lines up perfectly. Look at that. Some might say I've done this before. From a technical point of view, I think today's part of this design is actually more tricky than yesterday's bit doing the knight. Because of the size of the lion, we've got so much fur to do, and the main focus on the lion's face is actually really small in comparison to the whole composition. So I need to make sure that I don't overcomplicate all of the fur and I make it really readable at this scale. So just like I did yesterday, once all the structure is down, I will then build the colour afterwards. But because we've got so many light colours in the lion's fur, I'm going to work on all of this dark background first around the lightning. As I'm working on the lightning now, it's just got me remembering when we had our consultation and all the things we discussed when we were making the plan for this tattoo. The knight having kneeling down after a war, overlooked by his guardian angel and protecting the castle. You could take that in many different ways. In some ways you could say that is a man who's providing for his family, protecting his home, the castle. He has a guardian angel, the lion, whilst also being patriotic to your country and subtly showing your love for football as well in there with the coat of arms. We've been able to achieve this whole story in one piece without making it too obvious and almost too cheesy. At face value, you could quickly glance at this piece and get an idea of what it's supposed to mean, or even just think, that looks cool on its own and I don't really know what it means. And I think that's the beauty of doing tattoos like this. Sometimes you can say more by saying less. If you have words and slogans, or the Union Jack flag for example, it's almost too obvious, but doing it with the colours and the lightning, it's just a way of suggesting all of those ideas are there whilst keeping the composition as one piece of art. So with that being said, if you have been wanting to get a tattoo for a little while now and you've got some ideas but you're just not really sure how they're going to be put onto skin, then make sure you reach out. There's a link in the description to my website, joshwilliamstattoo.com, where you can scan the QR code that's on screen now if you're watching on TV. On there is a contact form. Get in touch. We'll schedule a consultation. It is free to chat with me. We'll discuss your ideas and we'll make a plan together. And then we'll go from there with getting you booked in. All of my prices are on the website, everything you need to know. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you made it this far, make sure you please do subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Go check it out.
Oh my word. You're smashed out, yeah.
Thank you.
Wow. You are the master. That's brilliant.
Well done. Yeah.